Hello and welcome to the shop. I recently did a video where I took 70 pin blanks of multiple species of wood. I glued them together, sliced them, diced them, put some veneers between them, and made what I called the Chaos 3.0 blank. Now, since making that blank, I have had an overwhelming response from people wanting to see some of these blanks turned. Tonight, I'm going to turn two of them. These are two of the blanks that I produced that are perfect for Sierra pin kits. I am going to turn two pins, and I'm going to donate those pins to Pins for Troops this September 14th and 15th at the Mid-Ohio Valley Pin Turners Gathering. I've got the Chaos 3.0 blanks chucked up. I decided this time around to go ahead and use the mandrel. I just thought that it made a lot more sense because since I'm turning two of them, instead of turning one at a time, I can turn them both at the same time, sand them, and finish them, and I think it'll just make the process go a lot quicker. I think you could see that I had a little trouble with this back blank, and there's one little tiny spot right there where it's still flat. I drilled kind of close to the jagged side of the blank. I should have probably off-centered my hole just a little bit more, and I wouldn't have had that problem. The one on this end went great, but I will tell you something. Take a look at this. I got a lip here, no lip here, lip here, no lip here, lip, no lip, lip, no lip. I think my mandrel is torqued just a little bit, and because of that, I'm not getting a good fit at the ends of the bushings. So I'm going to have a horrible fit with my components. So I'm going to pop these off of here. We're going to put the turn between center bushings on this lathe, and I'm going to touch up both of these blanks and get them nice and smooth. And we'll go ahead and sand them on the TBCs as well, just to make sure we don't have the same phenomenon of this little lip on one side and not on the other. We want them as true as possible. This is the blank that was on the front of the mandrel. You can see right there that little tiny flat spot, which it's pretty smooth right now. I think as I sand, it'll clean right up. Not too concerned about that. What I am concerned about is, can you see this lip down here? And there's a lip there. We're going to take a ever so slight pass down this blank just to try to clean it up here at the bushing before we sand. Now I have no lip at this end, no lip at this end, and that little section there is pretty well cleaned up. I think it's going to look just fine once we sand it. You'll never know it's there. I do think I feel a little bit of a hump right here, so I think I'm going to make one more quick pass right there. All right, I'm ready to sand this blank. That blank is super smooth, and that spot right here cleaned right up. You can't feel anything this way or when the blank is spinning. So it turned out really nice. I got lucky on that. I was really concerned that maybe I was too close. You know, this was the top of the blank where they were all different heights. So if you make one of these chaos blanks, as you drill it out, be sure to drill off center so you go down the thickest part of the blank and you don't have an issue like that. I got lucky. I'm going to go ahead now, shut the camera off. I'll run through the rest of the grits, get this down to 400, and then we'll come back and we'll show you the cleanup of the second blank. Then we'll work to put a CA finish on both of them. The first blank sanded up very nicely. I think it looks beautiful. It is ready for finish. Got the second blank on the lathe, and I want to show you something. Watch when I turn this on. Focus right here. See how it looks like it's wobbling? That's because there's a huge lip right there. I don't know how well you can see that, but it has a huge lip right there and no lip on this side. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead, we're going to take our turning tool, we're going to clean this blank up, and then we're going to get it sanded and ready for finish. Alright, that looks amazing. It's ready to be sanded. I'll go ahead and hit it with the 100 like I did the first blank, and then we'll shut the camera off and finish sanding. I've got both blanks fully sanded. I went ahead and put them back on the mandrel because if it's a little bit off center, it's not going to hurt anything for putting on the CA finish. I'm using some denatured alcohol here just to clean the blank, and you really kind of get a glimpse of what it's going to look like just for a second, and then that CA or denatured alcohol will evaporate. I'm going to let it spin for 2 or 3 minutes. You can kind of see it evaporating very quickly. Once the blank looks completely dry, areas like that, I'll go ahead and apply the first coat of CA. I'm ready to apply that first coat of CA. Oh yeah, this is going to look amazing. I'm going to go ahead, shut the camera off. I will apply 4 more coats of thin, and then we'll put 3 coats of medium on each of the blanks, and we'll come back and inspect them to see how they look and if they need additional coats of CA. I finished applying CA to both blanks. I think they look really amazing. I took them off of the non-stick bushings, took them over to my disc sander, and using my pin squaring jig, I just basically kissed the ends of each side of each blank to the disc to eliminate the CA glue fingernail. And since the non-stick bushings are conical, they go inside the blank. CA can actually come over the edge and put a little lip on the edge of the blank. So by using the pin squaring jig, I clean that up and get a nice square end to the blank like it should be, so I get a great fit with the components. I'm ready now to go ahead and micro mesh, and we'll see what they look like after we get done micro meshing. Just going to give a quick pass with the micro mesh. We don't want to eat the CA off. They actually have a very smooth finish. It took the CA really well, so I'm happy about that. And we just want to use these to sort of take any scratches or any high spots that the CA might have left on the blanks away. I'm going to go ahead now and I'll shut the camera off. I'll finish out the other 7 pads, and then we'll come back, take a look at them right before we polish them up. I think the blanks really turned out nice. The micro mesh did a great job. I'm ready now to apply some Renaissance wax, and we'll go ahead and do that with our finger. I'm going to use both hands to apply the wax, and we just basically put it on, work it in until we start to feel some friction on our finger, and then we know that the wax has been worked in and it's ready to be buffed off. Okay, I can feel the friction toward the center of the blank, and it's starting to build up toward the outer edges. The blank on the right, this blank still needs a little bit of work on that end. It hasn't started to, the rest of the blank's nice. It hasn't started to pull here yet. Okay, I can feel the friction starting to build a little bit. All right, these blanks are ready to be buffed. The lathe is running a little over 1100 RPMs. Get a little blue rosin on there. And it's time to buff. Take a look at those blanks. Don't they look fantastic? This may be the first time I've ever done this on the channel. I'm going to do a double pressing 2 pins at once. We're going to take our clip and we're going to slide it on our blank. It is so hard to choose a good position to put the clip on one of these chaos blanks because there's just so much going on. So really, I'm just going to randomly align the clip, and there we go. Make sure we can, ooh, got to be careful there. I'm starting to go in at a bit of an angle and I want to adjust. There we go. There we go. Okay, that made me a little bit nervous. She looks really nice. All right, let's press the other one. I really made a mess out of everything. This is obvious on this one. I think we are going to, I want this little red piece of red heart to show. I got a large piece of cedar, so I think I'm going to put the clip up top here. Let's kind of put it right down the middle so we can see where those two sort of come together. The real trick is just to hold the pin square in the vise as you start the press. Whoops. It wants to kind of press at a bit of an angle. There we go. Now take a look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Got a great fit. Gorgeous pin. All right, let's go ahead and put everything else together. We'll put a spring on our ink refill, drop it into our nib. We'll thread our transmission on, make sure it's good and tight. Give it a couple of turns to work the grease loose in there, get it lubricated. Grab our other spring into the nib. Transmission on there. Everything nice and tight. Work it a couple times. You can hear that grease the first few times kind of squishing in there. And I now have 2 absolutely incredible pins. Take a look at these. Aren't they beautiful? Love them. I think they turned out fantastic. I'd really like to thank you for joining me in the shop tonight. I hope you enjoyed the turning of these 2 chaos blanks. I think they make beautiful pins. You never know what you're going to get. You look at the pattern on the outside and you think, wow, that's really cool. It's got a lot of color. And you turn it and it's totally different when you get it turned down. I enjoy making them and I enjoy turning them. And I want you to know that these 2 pins will be donated to Pins for Troops at the upcoming Mid-Ohio Valley Pin Turners Gathering in September of 2019. The dates are the 14th and the 15th. And these 2 pins will be on the table to be donated to the troops. So I hope someone finds them and finds them as interesting as I do and enjoys using them as much as I enjoyed turning them. Have a great evening. I'd like to thank you for joining me in the shop. I want you to know that you are always welcome in my shop. Come back and see me again real soon and have a great evening.